It's 3 a.m. The only light in the room is the cold, blue glare of your laptop screen. Your eyes burn, your neck aches, and there's a heavy, hollow weight sitting right in the center of your chest. You've been staring at the same page for 2 hours. You've highlighted half the paragraph, but if someone asked you what it meant, you'd have nothing to say. You feel like a fraud. You feel like everyone else has a secret manual for life that you somehow missed. You aren't just tired of studying. You're tired of failing yourself. Let's talk about Leo. Leo is smart. Or at least he used to be. Back in school, things came easy. But now the stakes are higher. He sits at his desk, surrounded by empty coffee cups and half-eaten snacks. He's studying, but his phone is always within reach. Every vibration is a temporary escape from the crushing realization that he doesn't understand the material. He spends hours preparing to study, organizing his pens, making the perfect playlist, color-coding a schedule he knows he won't follow. By the time he actually starts, he's already exhausted. He reads a sentence, his mind drifts to a conversation from 3 years ago, and he has to start the sentence over. Repeat this 12 times, and suddenly it's midnight. He goes to bed feeling like he worked all day, yet he knows deep down he accomplished nothing. This is the productivity paradox. It's the art of being busy without being effective. It is a slow, quiet form of self-sabotage. The problem isn't that Leo is lazy. And the problem isn't that you are lazy. The problem is that your brain is trying to protect you. Evolutionarily, your brain hates uncertainty. When you sit down to study something difficult, your brain perceives that challenge as a threat. It feels like physical pain. So it looks for the nearest exit, Instagram, a snack, a clean room. Procrastination isn't a time management problem. It's an emotion management problem. You aren't avoiding the work. You're avoiding the feeling of not being good enough. Take a second. Breathe. Ask yourself, are you actually afraid of the exam, or are you afraid of what failing the exam says about who you are? We've been taught that studying is about input. Read the book, watch the lecture, highlight the text. We treat our brains like a bucket we can just pour information into. But the brain isn't a bucket. It's a muscle. Muscles don't grow by watching someone else lift weights. They grow through resistance. Most of us use passive review. We read our notes over and over until they find them familiar. We mistake that familiarity for mastery. Just because you recognize the words doesn't mean you know them. This is the illusion of competence. It's why you feel confident in the library, but freeze the moment the exam paper is flipped over. The correct way to study feels much worse than the way you're doing it now. It's called active recall. Instead of putting information in, you practice pulling it out. You close the book. You look at a blank sheet of paper. You ask yourself, what did I just learn? It's frustrating. It's clunky. It makes you feel stupid because you realize how much you've forgotten. But that friction, that's where the learning happens. If it doesn't feel a little bit difficult, you're probably wasting your time. Think about a path through a thick forest. If you just look at the path, it stays overgrown. If you walk the path once, the grass stays tall. But if you walk that path every day, back and forth, eventually the dirt becomes clear. That is how a memory is formed. You have to walk the path. But there's a layer deeper than just the technique. It's the environment we create for our minds. Imagine trying to build a fire in the middle of a rainstorm. That is what you are doing when you try to study with your phone next to you. Every notification is a drop of rain. We think we can multitask, but the brain doesn't actually switch. It bleeds. A piece of your attention stays on that text message for up to 20 minutes after you've read it. You are never fully there with the book. You are living in a state of fractured consciousness. Think about Sarah. Sarah decided to try something different. She didn't buy a new planner. She didn't wake up at 4 a.m. She just did one thing. She made the cost of distraction higher than the cost of focus. She put her phone in a timed lockbox. She went to a library where she didn't know a single soul. For the first hour, her brain screamed. It felt like an itch she couldn't scratch. But then, something miraculous happened. The boredom threshold broke. Suddenly, the textbook became interesting. Her brain, starved of cheap dopamine, started finding flavor in the hard work. Here is the twist we rarely talk about. You can have the best techniques in the world, the Pomodoro timers, the flashcards, the spaced repetition, and you will still fail if you don't address the why. Most of us study out of fear. Fear of disappointing our parents. Fear of being broke. Fear of being less than. Fear is a powerful fuel, but it's a dirty one. It leaves soot in the engine. It burns you out. When you study out of fear, your cortisol levels spike. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that actually does the thinking, shuts down. You are literally making yourself dumber by being so afraid of failing. What if you stopped studying to pass? What if you started studying to become? There is a version of you that exists 3 years from now. That person is either reaping the rewards of your discipline or paying the price for your avoidance. Every time you choose the difficult path of active learning over the easy path of scrolling, you are sending a gift to your future self. You are telling that version of you, I cared enough about you to do the hard thing today. Let's pause. Look at your hands. They are the only tools you have to build your future. What have they been holding lately? Tools or distractions? Stop trying to be perfect. Perfectionism is just a fancy suit that procrastination wears. You don't need a clean desk. You don't need the perfect highlighters. You don't even need to feel motivated. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are unreliable. You need a system that works even when you feel like trash. The correct way also involves something we usually ignore: sleep. We wear our all-nighters like badges of honor, but a brain without sleep is like a computer trying to run on 1% battery. Your brain actually cleans itself while you sleep. It flushes out toxins and moves your short-term memories into long-term storage. If you don't sleep, you are literally deleting the work you just did. The correct way to study isn't a secret formula. It's a choice. It's the choice to embrace the discomfort of not knowing. It's the choice to be a beginner every single morning. You aren't behind in life. You're just in the middle of your story. The blue light of the laptop doesn't have to be a sign of your defeat. It can be the glow of your transformation. Remember Leo? He didn't change overnight. He started by failing, but he failed differently. He stopped highlighting. He started writing one summary from memory every night. He felt slower at first. He felt like he was falling behind. But 3 weeks later, for the first time in years, he walked into a room and felt like he actually belonged there. He wasn't pretending anymore. Close the tabs you don't need. Put your phone in another room. Take one deep breath. Now, without looking at your notes, try to remember one thing I just said. That's the first step. You're already doing it. Now keep going. Before it's too late, realize that you are capable of more than you've ever dared to admit to yourself. The only thing standing between you and the person you want to be is the work you're avoiding. Go do it. Not for the grade. For you.